Hey guys, welcome to another video, and today I'm going to try to come up with a plan uh, looking at it as if I was investing on eToro today and who I would choose and where my money would go. Now, as usual, this is just my thoughts, my general thoughts. This is not a specific recommendation for your own situation. So thinking about this as in a wallet that I would put some money into, but not necessarily my main investment for the long term, I would probably look at this considering a core and satellite approach. So my core portion would probably be on a broad market share ETF, such as the ECWY. So I would probably put about 40% on that ETF, and basically what it does is it invests in a wide variety of markets from the US, Europe, Japan, and some emerging markets. So that would be my core portion. And then I would look at a few traders as well to put smaller chunks of my wallet. So what I did here, and you can have a look, I looked for traders that were trading for the last 2 years. They were verified. They were low risk scores of a maximum of 4 on the risk score chart, relatively low weekly drawdowns, and then I put on the filter as well a minimum of 80% allocation to stocks, to currencies, and to indices. So I ended up finding 2 traders for stocks, 1 for currencies and 1 for indices, and I would put 15% on each of those 4 traders. Now obviously if I come back to the platform and do this search again in a few weeks, I might get different results. And I would still look at this wallet as having a core portion in which I would keep putting money into this ETF, and I would try to keep my 40% on this ETF constant. And if I was, and ideally I should have a set time of the year in which I put money on the platform, a set amount of money every year on the same month that goes into this core part of the wallet. So the 40% of my wallet would go into this on a regular basis. And then talking about the traders that I would copy if I was choosing them today. So for stocks, I would go with these 2. So the first one is this one, and you can see that he specializes in stocks, pretty much everything that he trades in stocks. He likes to trade his frequently traded stocks are some of the big American companies. He has a low risk score of 4. I tend to prefer them to be 3 or less, but I could have one of the 4 traders with a risk score of 4. That would be fine. And you can see here that he's pretty stable, doesn't have a lot of massive months in which he makes a lot of money or he loses a lot of money. There's a little bit of a couple of outliers there in which he makes about 10% in 1 month. But I do think that these were months in which the stock market was really strong, so it was a little bit easier for him to make money on those months. But if I was starting to see him trading or having months here in which he's making 45% in 1 month, I would probably see that as a red flag. And before we move on, let me also recommend that you have stop losses for the traders that you are copying. How much that stop loss should be is up to you. I have it relatively tight, so if they lose anywhere between 10 and 15%, I stop copying them. But the correct number for you might be a different one. Another trader for stocks would be this trader here. The risk score is a little bit lower. He trades slightly different companies, you can see here. Again, trades mainly stocks, and if you have a look at these numbers, I like these numbers a lot because you can see that in each individual month there's not going to be a roller coaster of profits or losses, which is good. I would be afraid if I was seeing numbers in here that were something like 50%. I'd much rather have a trader that makes 1% a month or 1.5 or 2% a month and loses half a percent, 1%, 2% in a month than much bigger numbers. So moving on to a trader that trades currencies, we have Forex Pirate here, very low risk score. He's been on the platform for a long time, since 2013, and I started copying him a long time ago. If you go back on my YouTube videos, you'll see that I've recommended him a long time ago, maybe in 2013 or 2014, I'm not totally sure. Again, low values here overall, which is great. Low risk score, and this one trades currencies. You can see some of the pairs that he trades more often. And finally, for someone trading mainly indices, you as of today, this will possibly be one of my options. Low risk score, usually between 2 and 4. Actually, usually between 2 and 3. At the moment, it's a 3. And you can see that he likes to trade indices that are based in Europe. And this would be my other option. So yeah, if I was doing this wallet today, I would put 40% on the ACWI. I would put 15% on each of these 4 traders. For the traders specifically, I would have a pretty tight stop loss. For the wallet, for the for the ETF, I would probably not have a stop loss if I was going to do this for the long term, meaning many years, not a year or 2. If I was thinking more short term, then I would need a stop loss on this one as well. And that's pretty much it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, that really helps me a lot. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll catch you in the next one.